Hello Literates, I'm Britt Ryderly and welcome back to Writer's Ambition. For those of you who've been hanging in since episode 1, you the real one. And for those of you who are just finding my humble channel, welcome. We hope you stay a while. And a special thanks to all the new subs I've gotten over the past few weeks. Welcome all of the new Literates. Hope you stay a while for sure. And if you can think of anyone else who would enjoy Writer's Ambition, for sure invite them along. We love new friends. So, it is the first of the month. All of you old heads know what that means. It is time to rock with the Motley crew. For all the noobs, every first video of the month, I make a Rockin' with the Motley crew playlist. If you have not noticed by now, I share a writing project of Black speculative fiction called Tales of Eliza Black on this channel. I am definitely a discovery writer, so I am finding the story pretty, like maybe a month ahead of y'all, but pretty much with y'all. And so I make this playlist to sort of remind myself about what's happened in the previous month, to focus on important strands, moods, tones, character developments, that sort of thing. And I share that playlist with you all, and I title it Rockin' with the Motley Crew. So, let's just get into the gig, because y'all know I talk a lot. These videos be over and so I have the script. Okay, so we could add to the playlist, we could add Lovey, we could add Lock and Key, we could, you know, put Great Rain on there, but I'm gonna keep it at our fundamental crew, Eliza, Belle, and Laz, because I'm still discovering about these other characters. They have, you know, impacts, but I don't really know them as characters yet. I know how they fit into the story, but who are they? So I'm still discovering that. So we will add them in as the story sort of opens itself up. So for this video, we're just going to keep it with our three. Let's get into it. So starting off with the titular character, Eliza Black. Her July and August songs were Neon Gumbo by Janelle Monáe, Confidently Lost by Sabrina Claudio, and her September edition is Message in a Bottle by The Police, but I'm talking about the version by Deborah that she performed on The Voice. I don't even know what the year was, but so the reason I chose this song was because it's time to kick it up for Eliza. She's been having these very mellow beat songs. It's been very, very wavy and abstract, and she has been in a sort of abstract place. She's been only in Great Rain's apartment for a little bit over a month, just training, right? Like just sparring, just being in this routine of wake up, fight, sit around, like meditate, try to get at her gift, repeat. She hasn't even been really outside the grave because Great Rain is trying to keep her from like being seen by too many of the snatchers, keep her out of Baxter's sight, like keep her from being sent out. So she's keeping her cooped in. But now in September, Eliza finally leaves the apartment and goes to pay respects, finally goes to this meeting and meets other women in the grave. And that's when we get the up-tempo. That is when Eliza finally sees the 100 million bottles washed up on neutral, which is in line of the song, and sees that she's really not alone. That she knew in theory that there were other women in the grave, because that's where women go when they get kidnapped and they get sold. But that at some point they have to be there. She's never seen them. All of a sudden now she sees them, and they're all looking at her with question marks in their eyes, like, oh, you're the one, like you're the generation of the seekers that's supposed to help us. Do you know how to use your gift? Do you realize what it means that we're on a tighter timeline, on an accelerated timeline because of COVID? Which, like, wow, we all kind of feel that that slap. But she has to really now finally leave her island of Great Rain's apartment and see that she is in a very strange world with very strange circumstances and very, very high stakes. And so I chose this up-tempo song that sort of goes through the singer narrator realizing, like, going through isolation, realizing they're not alone, like having time pass in an abstract way. That is our goal, Eliza, for the month of September. So check it out. I made a Spotify playlist of the Motley Crue playlist and linked it to the description, so feel free to check out all these songs from July to September, and I'll keep uploading it, updating it monthly. So that's that. Now, moving on to Belle. Oh, Belle. Okay, so Belle's July and August songs were Black Girl Soldier by Jamila Woods, and then Task the Task of Black remix by San Holo. Now I am adding Face My Fears by Hikaru Utada, get it out, and Skrillex. So Hikaru Utada is a Japanese singer I've just recently discovered in the past few months. I really like her music though. And Face My Fears has just enough wavy and just enough fast-paced bass to give me Belle for September, because Belle's songs have sort of been more there's always been a bass to hold it down. There's been talk about the fight and all of these different things. So why now for Face My Fears when September has been eventful, but she hasn't been fighting? And actually there will be more action scenes for Belle to come and in the coming months. So why Face My Fears now? Because Belle is not afraid to fight. Belle has been fighting since she was 9 years old, and as someone who has anger management issues, she always wants to fight. So she is not afraid to fight. She's been trained in the Russian martial art of Sambo since she was literally 9 years old, and she is now 20. She's not afraid to fight. So that's not her fear. Her fear is leaving home, and now she has to. Now she has to deal with the fact that if you want to get your friend back, you're going to have to go and diligently seek, right? You're going to have to go to LA. You're going to have to leave your mom, which she has never done. You're going to have to leave your mom. And that sort of brings her to a place where she really realizes that it's not just going to be fighting. She'd be fine with that. It's not just going to be fighting. There's going to be some real sacrifices that you have to make. And she begins to appreciate what those sacrifices might be. First among them is leaving your mother and not even being able to tell her quite why. But she's also hit with the news that oh yeah, the sister that hypothetically you believed was alive somehow and possibly, you actually have confirmation that she is alive. But that knowledge just brings you more questions because you have no idea how she could possibly be alive 65 years ago in Eliza's great aunt's dream when she's a teenager. It's very bizarre. And so it's not just about fighting again, or Belle would be cool in the game. It's about the fact that the things that she thought she knew were becoming unraveled. The things that she thought she would have to do are now becoming way bigger, more extensive. It's not just finding Eliza, it's leaving Esperanza to look for Eliza by following her great aunt's trail over 50 years ago. It's not just doing that. Now it's also trying to figure out what really happened to your little sister and keeping it from your mom. It's all of these things for Belle, and she has to face the big impossibility of her life and the fact that it goes beyond Eliza. It's not just helping Eliza out of her impossible life. It's the fact that somehow her impossible life and your impossible life are very, very much intertwined. And so that's why I chose Face My Fears for Belle. Lazarus Gibson Baldwin, my dude. Okay, so for the song for Laz, his August playlist song, which that was his first month in Rockin with the Motley Crue. His song was Up All Night by Jussie Smollett. I am adding for the month of September, let me read it, 1-800-273-8255 by Logic featuring Alessia Cara and Khalid. So this month, y'all, I love Laz so much. I mean, gosh. This month, we really see more of his mental anguish and some of the history of it. So one of the really compelling things of this song is the narrative style of it for me. Is that we hear Logic go from I don't want to be alive to Alessia and Khalid coming in and sort of opening a dialogue with him and then him going from I probably want to be alive to I finally want to be alive. And even though Laz's own journey is not that succinct, he's definitely on a mental health journey of like when to and not to prioritize himself. And I'm not saying those decisions he makes about when to prioritize himself are always right, but that is the journey that he's on. And we are starting to sort of see how big a story it is, that there is a reason outside of his bipolar disorder, there is a reason that he struggles with self-harming, and that will continue to unfold as the story does. But this was really a month for us to see and for Last to have to wrestle more with his mental health. And so that is why I chose that song. September has been wild, dudes. September has been wild, 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 but I think it's been a good month. I'm very excited for October. I have some things for you. So stay tuned. Speaking of our Motley crew, let's check in with them. It is story time.
40. You can but die if you make the attempt, and we shall certainly die if you do not. After Maria Stewart. The gravel on the roof is loose, and Eliza feels like she's one blind step from the cliché movie fall. Thank Lazarus God great rain made me wear tennis shoes. Charlie takes her hand. Get ready to jump. The next roof is just 6 feet away. Is it 6 feet away now? Don't you dare slow down, Black. Yvette gets a vice grip on Eliza's forearm. Take the last step to launch to the ledge, then jump. Take the what? Launch what? Not science, Charlie huffs as they close in on the edge of the roof and the patrol team make it up the fire escape behind them. Launch, ledge, jump. Okay. Launch, ledge, jump. Launch, ledge, jump. Launch. Save your breath. Yvette snaps and squeezes Eliza's arm. Big step for the launch. Ledge. Charlie grunts as they spring up. Jump! Eliza squeals. She slides on the next roof and lands on her knees, bruising them and jarring her teeth. She registers that she's twisted her left ankle as Yvette holds her up. Good. Next time, keep your eyes open. Taking a few limping steps, Eliza stretches her legs through the pain to pick up speed for the next jump, but this time when she sees the distance through the dimness of the grave, she does stop. I can't make that. It's an 8-foot jump. You could if you wanted to, Yvette grabs for her. I couldn't even if my ankle wasn't twisted. Eliza snatches away. Look, Yvette. We don't have time. Charlie shakes her head. Turning back where they came, she draws a gun from an ankle holster and fires a couple of shots. They hear yells and bodies hitting the ground. Take her down the fire escape. Any luck, they won't see you go and they'll follow me. Either way, we'll definitely split their forces. Charlie, I am not... I hear 5 big men. Vet, go. Taking determined steps away from them, she resumes laying down cover fire. Charlie, don't you dare speak to her. Yvette pushes Eliza towards the roof's edge so roughly that she almost topples over it. Get down that ladder or I'll shoot you myself. Eliza more slides than climbs down, which is probably better for her ankle. Everything after that is a blur. No one comes after them, but between the increasing pain of her ankle, which Yvette forces her to run on, the lightless streets and even darker alleys, Eliza has no idea how far they've gone when Yvette shoves her through a broken storefront's window. She trips and scrapes her arms on glass and splinters. Yvette doesn't even bother to help her up, just marches through the pitch-black room, leaving Eliza to bump and scrape through the minefield of old displays, spilled goods, and debris. When she makes it out the back of the building into yet another alley, Yvette propels her through a door that completely blends into its slimy brick wall. After being hustled up no less than 7 flights of rickety stairs that sway precariously, she shadows Yvette as she clears each room of the bunkhouse-like apartment. There's ammunition in every single room they check, bathroom included. Finally, they stand in the living room. It's surprisingly cozy. Orange-painted walls, floor pillows strewn about in place of any chairs, and an array of colorful semi-melted candles. Eliza fixes her eye on a stubby red one and whispers, I'm sorry. She braces herself for explosive rage, figuring Yvette's rough treatment has only just begun, but it doesn't come. She looks up directly into Yvette's waiting eyes. Listen carefully. You didn't do anything wrong. And yet, Charlie may get killed tonight because of what you did do or couldn't do. As a seeker, the seeker we've been waiting for, you're going to have to deal with the fact that the consequences of your actions will probably not be borne by you, because you are who we can't lose. So because you wouldn't or couldn't shut up and do as I say, make the jump, whatever, my partner is out there with no one watching her back. Now the rage does begin to rise. This is not a game, little girl, and you don't know the rules. Every woman here has spread her legs or her soul trying to survive until you get here. Now you have a job, and no one envies you, but no one pities you either. Alessia stands there, trembling and sorry and speechless. Go wash up. Your smell is turning my stomach, but not as much as having to look at you. Get out of my sight! The screeched command unroots Alessia's feet from the ground, and she scurries to the bathroom, stripping off her clothes and stumbling into the shower quickly, hoping its spray can wash away the blood from her cuts and the shame running down her cheeks. Reach your full potential every Tuesday with Britt Riderly's Writer's Ambition. Then embrace adventure every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday with Eliza Black. Don't leave us hanging. We'll see you soon.